Hey, friends and family. Hey, I wanted to come back on again after speaking for 2 hours and maybe avoiding and procrastinating what really wants to be heard or wants to be known, wants to be spoken. And so, yeah, just felt the nudge to let go and surrender and offer. So I'm inviting wisdom and innocence and clarity and love and joy and wholeness and fullness to come through, opening up, softening, making room. So this last month has been pretty intense. It's been, a lot of tension and a lot of intensity and holding the two opposing sides. Holding the tension between those sides so a new point of view can be born and come through. So a new point of view can come through. Wider perspectives, fuller perspectives, and deeper truths. So I have my journal open. Courage and temperance, shadows of the heart, folly and wisdom. Everything connects eventually. Lightheartedness and creative story play, smallness and greatness, love always, wholeness and fullness. Hawk and swallow dancing, responding, engaging, and playing. Determination, devotion, primal instincts, inner knowing, soul. Thought and memory, fountains of memory, mem. The mirror, the monster, the maiden, and Medusa. There's Medusa behind me, the hag, the crone, the monster, the one who is rejected, scorned, and outcast, the one that's not allowed to be, the one who is devalued, dismissed, discarded, demonized, not allowed to be. Not allowed to be what she is and what she'll be. Frozen in time and frozen in place. Stuck in an old identity. Projections and distortions and misperceptions. Lies. Old inherited beliefs and distorted mythologies. So uncovering and recovering and unraveling and unlearning. So thank you, Medusa, for coming to play. Love always, always, always. All the members gathered by Shashat, the unseen one, the unmanifest that is, the hidden one, the veiled one, the silence in between. Mental abuse from all corners of my world, all corners of my poisoned mind, that kept me bound and trapped inside, frozen in time, playing through old wounds, roles, stories, scripts, and attitudes, lies. False story feedback loops. Oops, all the poop, the soft serve poop, the squishy turds, absolute. Don't dress them up and call them fruit. Old programs that confuse and just don't compute. Projections and unseen karmic baggage. Assumptions, mental judgments, rigid patterns, and distorted attachments, perceptions, identities, and stories. Fogging up, muddying the lens. Fear, anxiety, tension, to measure up and be enough, to please and be needed, included, to belong. Silence, make the time, clear the space for simple silence, morning practice or afternoon or both I get to choose. Just go sit. A strong desire and a call to relieve suffering or to help alleviate the burdens of this seemingly endless suffering. The power to heal and the power to kill. The centaur represents the constant struggle in human beings between spirit and matter, the conscious and the unconscious, the intuition and knowledge. Chiron in Aries, the wounded, healed healer, the priestess, the healed priestess, warrior, teacher, and initiate. Don't rest on my laurels. Don't rest on my laurels, but remember to rest. Tend to the small things, focus on the basics. Go back to the beginning, surrender, the end. Altar for the voiceless, altar for the voice, altar for the heart soul, altar for free choice, altar for compassion, altar for the altar soul. Empowerment. Creating, celebrating, laughing, playing, blessing, praising, thanking and appreciating, communicating, offering prayers, well wishes, encouragement, love, presence, and reception, a safe place, a safe space to be, a safe place to be held in. Service, joy, life, and reciprocity, forgiveness, strength, willingness, softening, grace, and humility. Surrender, courage, faith, and temperance, to see with her gentle eyes. All that I can allow myself to see. And so, a couple weeks ago, I was looking in my Signs and Symbols source book by Adele Nosdar and just flipping it open and doing some fun bibliomancy. And I went to a page about the waters, about like mythical waters and things. And one of them was the waters of Mnemosyne. It's like connected to memory. Mnemosine. Mnemosyne is what I think it is, or Mnemosyne. It held the power to make the drinker remember everything about their previous incarnation to carry over into the life to come. So big sync winks coming up around memory for me, and so I thought that one was pretty awesome, so I wrote it down in here. And also the River of Oblivion, the waters of Lethe, Lethe. It made the drinker forget everything that happened during their lives, and they would have no memory of it after being reborn. That's like the veils, some of the veils of forgetting. And then there's the River Styx, a river of birth and death. It spiraled around Hades 9 times, and I thought that was super interesting. It was a no man's land, a transitional point between two worlds, belonging to both places and to neither. Both places, as in the earth and the underworld. So, the River Styx. So interesting that the living, it would poison the living, but the dead could navigate through it. So that was it. Yeah. Super interesting to look into. So wonder, joy, awe, and gratitude, curiosity, trust, surrender, presence, attention, reciprocity, sovereignty, no adding or subtracting necessary, enjoy love, have fun, and play. So what I did look at when I went to look in that book, Signs and Symbols, I got some awesome things about ruby and amber and quartz and trees, the rowan, the mulberry, the yew, the flowers of the underworld, which are gemstones, and the 3 blessed fruits, citrus, pomegranate, and peach, and the apple, the blossoming fruit tree, the centaur, the demon, the chimera, monsters and hybrids, the elements of air, fire, earth, and water, and the natural forces and phenomena, universal laws, keys, symbols, and light codes. The dark goddess, shadow work, magic and mundane, portals of potential, joy, change, and pain, allowing all beings to be as they be, letting go, surrendering control, slowing down, taking stock, acknowledgement, introspection, holding space. Open, curious, receptive, engaged, everything connects eventually, the circle holds all things. Unification, purification, the poison holds the remedy, Allow it all to be. Grateful for the ones who have held space for me, who have heard me, listened and witnessed with empathy, love, compassion, and presence, discernment, wonder, and respect. Choosing joy, humor, trust, fun-filled delight. Let your inner goof play. What recharges your light? Lighten up and play, okay? Participate joyfully in the sorrows of the world. Be in the world, but not of it. The heart of Mother Nature, the Great Mother. Bronze, gold, diamond, pearl, silver, ruby. The healing marriage, the feminine nature, the sacred marriage within. Aphrodite's daughters, relationship containers, fluid time, no time, new time, end times. Symbols, signs, doorways, transitions, the cauldron, alchemical vessel, magical potions, elixirs and brews. Sexual power and the power of flight. Rituals enacting focus, intent, transformation, healing, manifesting. Shake it off, dance, sing, express, move, focus on the breath. Breathe deeply, clear out my excuses. There's more than one way. There's more than your preferred way. Your way isn't the only way. I no longer seek your approval, and I am not afraid. I am victorious, and I am sovereign. I am free. I am of the earth, and the earth is of me. I surrender, and I bless all the love that is available and freely able to be shared, witnessed, experienced, offered, and received. Forgiving. Shake it off. Qigong. Shake it out. Yoga, Kundalini, Tai Chi. Let it go. Move it out. Dance, free flow, intuitive and ecstatic. Breath of fire, slow and steady. Circle back and forth. Death, life, rebirth. And so, in the beginning of the month, the first week of November, I was still sorting through some things and some resentments and some things that felt unreconciled within me. And I realized that there is room for everyone to have their own story and their own perspective and their own experience. And I knew that on one level, and I got it on a deeper level, so penetration. Yeah. And I realized that there were some blind spots. So I became aware of my own blind spots, of some of them. And just accepting that we all do have our limitations, and those limitations are right. And that, yeah, we do have those blind spots, and those blind spots are right as well. And that's where the other comes in to help us to see ourselves. And so that's the great smoking mirror. You are another one of myself, and I am another one of yourself. So I hadn't really considered, fully the experience of this whole process of disease, how other people are going through it in their own ways. I have, of course, considered it and know that all of us are changing, transitioning, awakening, going through our own processes of healing and growth and change in our own ways. And just because it doesn't look like something that's familiar to me or known to me doesn't mean that it's not happening, or it's not exactly how it's supposed to be, or it gets to be. And so it's just a whole nother way of seeing. And it's just it opened up for me. And so, into a new expanded view. And it was yeah, I do accept this. I am moving into more of that acceptance. So I'm just looking at certain things and knowing that it's right to be. So just because it may not appear that they are opening or changing their minds or really examining and confronting fixed, inherited, programmed, cultural, generational, familial, ancestral beliefs and ideologies, it doesn't mean that they're not learning, changing, expanding, or growing, or going through their own initiations in their own ways. They've probably felt very lonely, isolated, abandoned, alienated, and afraid, and I can have and hold compassion, love, care, and empathy for them and all they've been going through and experiencing, even though I am disappointed that they haven't been able to see through some of the deceit, manipulation, and ego vanity, division tactics, and fear-based propaganda and self-deceit. Like, that's okay. Like, because this is what is needed for us to come back home to ourselves and to trust ourselves again, you know? And so it's all right, really. Now I can let it go, now that I don't have to be the one that's right. And so it's so freeing to be in that place and that space where everything gets to be what it is, just as it is. So it can be what it gets to be, and it gets to be what it will be. So that was from November 10th or so, and this is November 11th, 11/11/21. The dark goddess, the crone, the wise woman, the healer, the knower of secrets, kissing the hag, the dark goddess, and the unacceptable nature of women. Revisioning Medusa. My name is Medusa. Women and other monsters, building a new mythology. Medusa in the mirror of time. Medusa, Gorgon killer, monster victim, survivor, protector. All right. So those were just some titles of some books that I received from the Medusa Sadhana that I participated in at the beginning of, in this month. It started on the 3rd, I believe, and it went for 21 days. And I came in a little bit late to it, a couple days late, but it was really right on time and fine. And it was already in line and aligned, with what I was working with. And so it was so great how it all just did unwind and unravel through time. And so I've enjoyed some of the practices and listening to some of the stories and just receiving all of the offerings. And some of them haven't been fully unpacked yet or even experienced yet. And I just get to take my own time. It's funny that I have been doing my best to get out of my own way as far as structuring things and being practical, but leaving myself a little bit of slack for spontaneity and for intuition to guide me and just follow my impulses and my instincts. So my perceptions, feelings, thoughts, needs, and my experiences were all invalidated through gaslighting and archontic deceptive behavior, spiritually abusive behavior. Spiritual, mental, emotional bypassing and denial, refusal, cognitive dissonance, and multi-generational programming, behavioral, psychosocial, cultural conditioning, manipulation and deceit, generational indoctrination of lower ego, lack, survival and control strategies, myths and stories. It's coherence and unification, the wheel that holds all things. It's all a part of our healing journey and fully coming back home to ourselves. The lovers, the world, inclusivity, the healing marriage within, Heroes Gamos, divine union. It was a great day to let myself be and be led by impulse and intuition, desire, longing, and play. I just allowed myself to be drawn to what I was drawn to. I ended up receiving some of my alchemy videos while making tea blends in my kitchen and reading about some herbs and herbal actions. tearing into my new herbs to organize and order and label, making blends and thinking about logistics and a business model. I gotta start somewhere, right? Start at the beginning, or right where you are, right here. So I had some notes that I was writing down, some inspiration that I had, like about some different blends, some tea blends that I was going to be making for my little Three Fates magic tea. And I got to do all that fun stuff and started like with the new moon cycle and planting the seeds and beginning on different things, like step by step by step, and ordering like all the little things like the jars and some of the herbs that I needed, and just letting it unfold for me, through this play, and through everything, through the universe. Yeah, through this mirroring. So it's super fun to see it all come together and be created, and was feeling overwhelmed because it was like that old all or nothing mentality, like, and expectations, and but actually kind of just like breaking out of some of those rigid ideas or patterns of how it's supposed to be and how I want it to be and how it should be and all that, and just saying, oh, what can we do with this? How can we play with this? What magic can we make with this? And all those things. And so it was really fun to see it all come together, and letting go of resistance to how the process needed to be, and how like the end result just came about magically. And so it was so fun, really, to work with the magic and be the magic and see the magic at play. Oh, what a sweet life. Tranquility, care actions, life energy tea. Healing, support, wellness, restoration, reparation, balance, and beauty, integrity. Life balance, walking in beauty, gathering. The blessed fruit and flower, chalice, wellness, vitality. Chalice teas, sacred heart, trinity tea. Prosperity, community. Sun goddess, galactic goddess, blue goddess. Sun star, heart star, sea star, heart flame. Bronze cauldron, love's alchemy. Heart magic tea, well-being, life is beautiful, beauty, beauties. So be well, tea. Details, prices, names, symbols, information, indications, instructions, recipes, descriptions, and ingredients. Tinctures, tea blends, syrups, body butter, magnesium oil, and paintings, fairy gem jars, and a picture. Yeah, all those things, all these notes that I took too. And then, it was just so fun, like envisioning it and imagining it and dreaming it and creating it and then experiencing it. And it was all part of the same thing and process and alchemy. So November 12th, I am here, I am safe, I am held, I am loved, I am cared for, I am held, I am here, I am safe, I am held, I am loved, I am cared for, I am held, I am love, I am cared for, I am here, I am here, I am safe, I am free. Feel, kiss, flow. And so this was, a practice that I received, and I super appreciated it. And we've been practicing it daily and just kind of integrating it into my own practices. And so working with it and playing with it. And then it was like this exercise, whatever is most alive in you, let it be expressed, let it be seen, let it be acknowledged, let it be felt, let it be met, let it be expressed, and let it be moved through. Don't need to change it, don't need to fix it, don't need to manipulate it, don't need to cut it out, don't need to add anything to it or subtract it. Nothing to fix, nothing to save, nothing to rescue. And so it's just like, just be with it and just allow it to be. what it is instead of freezing and blocking because not wanting to feel it or be with it or experience it or sit with it. And so some things that are most alive in me, they're glorious and great to be with. And some things that are alive in me, they're not so awesome to be with. And so it's like, yeah, making that space for it all to be and for it all to exist, for it all to coexist, for it all to coalesce, for it all to change shape, for it all to shape shift, for it all to be balanced, for it all to be harmonized, for it all to be this, So the first thing that I wrote, because it was like I was feeling this energy, like this is what I was feeling. I am the goddess of desire and longing. I am the goddess of vitality. I am the goddess of creativity. I am the goddess of revelry. I am the goddess of transformation and change. I am the goddess of wellness and ease. I am the goddess of friendship and generosity. I am the goddess of wellness and healing. I am the goddess of balance and harmony. I am the goddess of familiarity. I am the goddess of the unseen, and I am the goddess ever-changing, becoming, being. Feel, kiss, flow. Feel the feeling, any feeling as a sensation in the body. Kiss. Touch the sensation with your breath, as if you would kiss it with the breath from the inside, not to push it away, but to give it more space. Flow. Feelings are energy. When they have space to flow, they will naturally shift and change. A new moment is here. Feel, kiss, flow. And on it goes. So this was from the Awakening Women Institute and Shameli Arda. In this practice, I am the goddess of. Feel into an aspect of yourself that you avoid, you judge, or you try to push away. In this practice, you will imagine this unwanted part of yourself as a goddess. Then speak or write as this goddess and take on her voice fully. You're not speaking as yourself. You're speaking as this goddess. Next, ask or write down questions you have for this goddess, anything that you'd like to ask her about your life or her wisdom. Complete by finding an object that symbolizes this goddess and quality and place it on your altar. Take a moment to honor this goddess for the exact portal that she is. Take this inquiry with you throughout your day, seeing the world through the eyes of this goddess, moving, dancing, speaking as this goddess. And so I have some more practicing to do with this one, but this one was so potent from the few practices that I did choose for myself. I've gotten amazing downloads and insights. So there are some movement practices, stillness practices, morning, evening, and stillness movement practices that I get to receive, honor, and choose. There is nothing and everything to forgive, doorways, portals, and keys, trusting and surrendering, remembering, revelations, veils, and recovery. And so I had written about the goddess of perfection, my idealism, my idealist, my perfectionist, the goddess of unattainable standards, is the goddess of low self-worth. And yeah, that's what I found as I allowed her to speak through me, what she was all about and what she was asking me to see about me and we. So navigating through life as a super highly sensitive person, healing individual and ancestral karma, karmic patterns and wounds, dissolving and disrupting, interrupting the shame, fear, lack, disempowering stories and the cycles of pain, shame, and suffering. So clearing our DNA memory, pain body, restoring our rhythm, rewiring, raising our frequencies, retrieving soul memory through forgiveness, willingness, and letting go of what others choose to be and live and choose and receive. Letting go, letting love be, letting love fly and carry me and we. Letting love live through me, we, she, and thee. Surrendering the outcome and what it looks like and how it's supposed to be. May the highest good be served through all and through my, our, thy being. Please help me with discernment, faith, and clarity to help me manifest and co-create organic, authentic coherence, wellness, balance, harmony, joy, love, and generosity, prosperity, and community for the integrity of all, for the integrity of the whole. I ask the universe to go to work on our behalf for the highest good of all, for the greatest growth and happiness of all souls, in union, in balance, in beauty, in joy, love, grace, and peace. So much gratitude, love, thanks, and appreciation, acknowledgement for all those who have heard me, seen me, loved me, received me, believed in me, encouraged me, supported me, lifted me, and carried me, walked beside me, and cheered for me, those who held space for me, listened deeply, received me, and mirrored my love, my pain, my joy, my true feelings back to me, who witnessed, allowed, and honored me and we. Your experience is the greatest authority always. It's only with the heart that one can see rightly what is essential is invisible to the eye. From The Little Prince by Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. And now she knows that she answers only to God, which is the presence living in her heart. Adrienne Elise. Only in oneness. So November 13th, Potent Practices, Day 11, Medusa Sadhana. Potent Practices prompt psychopomps, playmates, and players, participants, portals, possibilities, and potentials. A few practices I get to explore, pick and choose. My life as it is, not the idealized version that I should have version of it. As it is, as it is, as it is. All is right now. All is right as it is. And so am I fucking tired, goddess. I am so fucking tired. It's all about people pleasing and managing others' perceptions. And my own, perceptions of pleasing and being pleased. So I did get a lot from that. I am the goddess of exhaustion and fatigue. I am the goddess of depleted energy. I am the martyr. I am the ghost. I am the goddess of emotional pain. I am the goddess of tired fucking stories. I am the goddess of I just want to go to sleep. I am the goddess of energy leaks and instinct and injury. I am the goddess of ruptured boundaries. I am the goddess of trying so hard to please. I am the goddess of deep sensitivity and empathy. I am the goddess of distraction and shadow caregiving. I am the goddess without my own space, my own home to be. I am the goddess of instinct injury. I am the goddess that is paralyzed by overthinking, overgiving, overdoing, over-editing, and over-censoring. Overing. Just get to the end, please. When will this all be over? Soon, please. In order to please. I am the goddess of being pleasing to please. I am the goddess of over-fawning or over-freezing. I am the goddess of please see me as worthy, valuable, of being needed, desired, and wanted. Remembered, considered, included, loved, held, accepted, treasured, valued, recognized, and heard, received, respected, cared for, worthy, supported, worthy of belonging. I am the goddess with no face, no place, no space to be. And so I realized that it wasn't personal, the rejection and the exclusion, the judgments and the condemnation. I or my false image wasn't enough for them, or I or my energy was just too much, or they weren't enough for me. They were asking too much. Those that couldn't accept in their totality, those that I couldn't accept in their totality, or who pushed and pulled me too far away. What I really needed most was me and my full permission to be whole, true, wild and free, all my free love for all of me. was reviewing a video from May 26th, 2021, Thought and Memory, Instinct Injury, The Battle of the Beasts and the Centaurs, The Dancing Red Shoes, The Feral Child and the Feral Woman, The Blind Woman, The Guardian, The Blind Guardian, The Stranger, The Devil, The Addict, and the Prude, The Bargain Without Knowing. And so, yeah, that actually was huge. That was huge for me last week to receive and to become aware of all those things in a different and deeper level. And so I am the goddess of I must prove that I am enough. I must prove that I am worthy. I am the goddess of anger, resentment, and rage. I am the one who is scorned and blamed for all your pain that you choose to cling to and carry. I am so angry. I am the goddess of slavery and tyranny. I am the goddess of there is only one right way. I am the goddess of expectation, entitlement, victim stories, and pent-up rage. I am the goddess of suffering. I am the goddess of your unacknowledged pain. I am the goddess of helplessness. I am the goddess that seeds and hates the things that are wrong, that you believe should not be. I am the goddess of self-destructive shame. I am the goddess of perpetual war games, recycling through unprocessed packets of pain. I am the goddess who is not allowed to speak, breathe, feel, live, be. I am the goddess who has been silenced through trauma, separation, and dis-ease. I am the goddess of manipulation, domination, and deceit. I am the goddess of the cold fire burning up your insides because you've rejected, denied, devalued, demeaned, dismissed, discarded, and demonized me and we. I am the goddess of your unlived life. I am the goddess of your creative life. I am the goddess who has been cast aside in favor of a nice, comfortable, safe, secure life. I am the goddess of lies. I am the goddess of harsh, critical eyes. I am the goddess paralyzed. I am the goddess of anti-life. I am the goddess of unhealed trauma. I am the goddess of grief. She who has not or who has not been freely allowed to express and fully grieve. Made to feel silly for trusting our gut instincts, feelings, and then blamed or abandoned, humiliated, and shamed for speaking out for ourselves and others' pain, for not playing into the game of zip it up and keep feeding the status quo and the ego agenda, comfort zones of control, victim, judge, blame game, entitlement, roles and stories, feedback loop, savior, villain, mind games, fueled to keep it afloat. Just remain silent and go along with the flow, to keep clinging to the ways that we already know, the ways we've been trained to go, choosing convenience, instant gratification, escape, domination, false control, avoidance, denial, distraction, and all the surrogate replacements because we've forgotten who we are. How can I see this as love and turn it all around? How can I see it as an opportunity to reclaim fullness? What's on the other side? What's the whole truth of the matter that feels unreconciled? What is asking for love and inclusion, acceptance, attention, reception, and space to be held, received, seen, allowed to be, moved, expressed, surrendered, released, blessed, honored, freed, integrated, forgiven. Wow, that inner asshole needs love too. That asshole is a valid part of the whole and holds a lot of gold. Yep. Thanks to the asshole. Working with the asshole. It's been a good month to work with the asshole. And I feel like, some of these things, making the space and making the room for the asshole, for the bitch, for the hag, for the ugly, for the terrible, for the uncomfortable, to just be. And that has helped shift so many things. It relates to everything. Everything connects eventually. So tired of the division and all the fighting. And so just like kind of exhausted. Just don't want to fight anymore really. But like fight against, because that's such a waste of energy. But I actually want to live for something. Yeah. And if that is like Yeah, sometimes fighting for something and fighting to protect what I love and what is dear, and that's okay. That actually is a battle that is more aligned with my intentions. And what's being asked of me. And so just letting go of attachments and looking into like the surrogates, replacements, and distractions, and the addictions and the avoidance mechanisms, the manipulation, the denial, the escape, and the suppression, the oppression, domination, and control. And seeing where I was still holding on to certain things. Certain things that I couldn't let go of. And I would, like, totally drop them in a second, like, if I could. Like, some of me just is so ready and so done with it. But there was a part of me that wasn't ready to let go of that. And so just accepting that part of me that's not accepting that part of me that still feels unacceptable to be. And so that's okay. There's space for that too. And then the energy is freed to create and enjoy other things. So, just having empathy and compassion for myself and for others and for what we've all been through in these last, 18, 19 months or so, and in these last cycles of growth. And so, it's exactly what we've needed, even though it hasn't really felt like it's anything we really wanted, But it's just kind of funny how life is like that. And it reminds me of Dolphin. The Dolphin card that just came up. It's this and that. So I'm wanting to stay and I'm wanting to go and I'm wanting to expand and I'm wanting to contract. I'm wanting to move on, move forward and through. And there's still parts of me not wanting to let go of certain forms of control or certain old familiar comfort zones. Certainty and predictability, strategy, and old safety, security. Covering up, silencing or censoring, suppressing, repressing, editing, misrepresenting or disauthenticating, devaluing, undermining, deappreciating, overlooking, denying, hiding, minimizing gifts, life, purpose, vision, mind. Yeah. To smooth it all over so it can be fine. So thank you. I bless and I freely release. Offering back all that's no longer mine to burden my heart with or for me to carry. So I forgive all aspects, all this fullness and everything, all for forgiveness. I am so worthy of all of this love. I am enough. I am here. I am safe. I am held. I am well. I am loved. I am valued. I am my own source and my own space to live, be, create, serve, share, love, appreciate, and cooperate, to grow, learn, embody, shine, and integrate all that I am, all we are, all thou art. So take small steps, be present, tend to the little things, focus on the basics, and surrender, be flexible, make the room, make the space. For it all to be held, for it all to have space, to unfold and play out through all of love's ways. I'm willing to let go and be present. I'm willing to let go and surrender. I'm willing to trust and let go. I'm willing to forgive. I surrender. And so, just reviewing some of these things. And my issues, with how I think it needs to be, or how I think I need to be, and how I think things need to be, or I need to show up and be in that stream. And it's so silly. And that's kind of like what was kind of cock blocking me from really feeling like I had enough time for everything that I wanted to do, and it's so silly, and I'm still like kind of processing certain things, but I did get a little bit of clarity this last week around all that. And I was talking to my husband yesterday and saying that, I feel like I'm just getting some lessons, a crash course in certain lessons of trusting my instincts and my intuition and what's right in front of me, and letting all the rest go and just be held as it is, and like trusting like life and the opportunity, the present opportunity, and what I have, like the plates that I have spinning in the air, and that like, yeah, I don't have to have it all done in one go, or I don't have to have it all figured out, or yeah, it just gets to be what it gets to be each moment through each way that life comes into play. And so it's just like, so letting go of what I think I'm supposed to do, letting that go, and just allowing myself to be moved or to move. And there's no one right way. And so just enjoy and play. And so just letting go of what I think I'm supposed to do and what's expected of me. And it's like just all of these lessons that I've been working with and working through, just kind of coming into like some kind of culmination of some kind, this huge like pop quiz of some kind. And just kind of like working with it and just, okay, it is what it is, And so, yeah, there were a couple different streams that came around that, and I've been going to the chiropractor the last couple weeks and getting some adjustments, and that's been good for me. And I super appreciate our new doctor that was recommended to me by a friend, and she's been going to him for a couple years, and I was thinking about it like for the last couple of years. Oh yeah, we should go see him. But we actually just, me and my husband started going a couple months ago. I think it's been a couple months now. Maybe it's only been a month and a half. But we've been going in, frequently, and benefiting from that, from those adjustments, and like getting these like really cool nuggets and tidbits from our doctor. He offers us wisdom and spiritual messages, and definitely open to receiving those. And it was so funny, last time I walked in, I had just been talking with my husband in the car about this is the first time I've ever really struggled this much with time, and I don't feel like I should be struggling with time, because I do have time, and it's silly, and but I do have all these things like going on, but it's like, yeah, I don't know what this is about really. And so went in there and was talking to the doctor, and when it was my turn to get on the table, and he grabs this big hourglass and turns it upside down, sets it on the table, and starts to talk to me about time. And he also started to talk to me about the past and the future and the present. And it was great. It was so fun. And he also was talking to me about the way that I see myself, and to tell new stories. He was telling me, yeah, all these things, and I haven't even communicated any of this, like, at all. And so it was so, like, perfect and so profound and so awesome that, yeah, Spirit always finds a messenger, yeah, to give, share, and receive these messages. And so one of the things that he said, like, it really penetrated deeply, and it just made me cry. It's just, and he did thank me for my tears, and he said those tears are holy, and it reminded me of, yeah, those tears of protection, and those tears like that do bring us back home to ourselves, and do create that safe container for us to be in, and to allow those feelings to be received in. And so what he was saying was, yeah, it's about my self-image, my old self-image that I keep carrying around with me. It's like everybody else sees this gorgeous butterfly, but you keep seeing yourself as this broken caterpillar. And it was just like, whoa, you know, just like, wow, I really needed to hear that. Like, thank you. And so the butterfly has been a big one that's been coming up for the last month or so as well. And so it's just blown away, like, by all this love and all these gifts and all these players and all these shifts. So I love the mirroring. And this empathy, like this new empathy, working with true empathy. And empathy doesn't require us to give up our own rights or to sacrifice what we need in order to be empathic. We can still be empathic and hold our own space for our own selves and our own stories, but also have that empathy for the other and the story that they're living in or that they're creating or experiencing. And that was a huge, huge thing for me, to be able to honestly sit with that and be with that. And allow it to be everything it was and everything it gets to be. And so, what else wants to be shared around that and that alchemy? It's the sun setting now and going into that transition period again. Life, death, life, and beginnings and endings. So, alchemization, individuation, transfiguration, descent and ascent, shamanic death and rebirth, resurrection, regeneration, new activations, code, support, foundations. Seeing how much I expected of myself and how hard on myself I really was. Oh, and that just made me feel like, such compassion and such tenderness for that inner child that was always trying to get it right, but just couldn't ever, ever, ever get it right. Because it was unattainable standards, and it was false. It was feedback loops to keep me on the hamster wheel of control of that judge and victim, ego, savior, villain role. Yeah. And it did. I felt such compassion for myself and for everyone else who has gone through that. Because we're so, 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 so dearly loved. We're so dearly loved. There's not one part of us that isn't worthy of this love. Even the worst parts of ourselves that we think couldn't possibly be okay or be loved or be lovable or be worthy. They are a relative part of the whole, and they are right to be. It's just the distortion and the misperception and the lens we've been viewing through, or the lens that's been superimposed. Yeah. In seeing that energy or that aspect in a certain light. But the light changes everything. Yeah. So illumination. Surrender, be flexible, make the room, make the space. For it all to be held. For it all to have space. To unfold and play out through all of love's ways. So. My life as it is, my path as it is, my love as she is, my soul, my whole self, as I am, as love lives, as life is, not the idealized versions and fantasy projections of what should be, or is held to be acceptable, right, and worthy. Filling into old resentments, old hurts, and making the space for forgiveness, surrender, and transformation, for it all to shift. Be, change, flow, exist. To be manifest or unmanifest. Seeing all things must adhere to the law of three, the sacred flame, and the Trinity. So I was realizing that I felt so super resentful that I was not allowed to be, not allowed to express myself through all my fool's ways, not allowed to be human, have certain flaws and limitations, imperfections, and make mistakes, or play certain roles, reflect back certain energies and qualities, aspects, dynamics, patterns, and opportunities, portals, doorways to other worlds. Like there was some kind of unwritten law that said I'm only allowed to play, act nice, and be demure, sweet, giving, loving, beautifully held together at all times, or managed. For all fucking people. Or for the right kind of people. Or for certain people. I'm frozen in static plastic, not a real living being, with perfect potential and perfect limitations and future gifts, strengths, talents. The raw materials were given to me to be created and transformed through my being me. I am allowed to be free. I am allowed to be me. I am allowed to choose me. I am allowed my wildness, wholeness, well-being, prosperity, goodness, worth, value, energy, power, love, wealth, and currency. I am allowed to be authentic, wild, whole, true, ever-changing, creative, and free. I am allowed to be who I need to be. I am allowed to see as I see. I am allowed to be all of me. I am allowed all of me. I am allowed to fully be. I am allowed to be wild, raw, and free. So fucking raw, fucking roar, fucking rah, fucking rah, me and we. So be. So there was the fantasy relationships, the over-idealized, glossed over, superficially kept up, artificially propped up through expectation, codependence, obligation, fixated hope, desire, attachment, unconscious motivations, drives, agendas, strategies, or divine love at play. Yeah, so that we could play these roles and these characters and players for each other. Let's learn that love is always. To help me learn these lessons in trust, discernment, and humility, compassion and generosity, love and forgiveness, empathy, the true spirit of giving, loving, receiving, being, self-love, trust, and loyalty, claiming all my love for me, being, how is this happening for me and we? I am willing to receive all the good medicine gifts and all the good love that is meant for me, that is here for me, that are a part of me, that is for my highest good and growth. To receive, give, offer, share, live, love, and be. Create, develop, appreciate, dream, honor, serve, know, embody, transform, and free. Soul learning. They didn't follow through. They didn't mean what they said. They did not honor their word or use care with their agreements, their responsibilities. They did not take or claim accountability or ownership for their own actions, behavior, choices, roles, and misperceptions, assumptions, and judgments. Their participation, their scripts, their power, their mistakes, and all the parts that they played. Those are not mine to carry. I release, and I free them to be. They all projected, minimized, and avoided taking their own responsibility. They all conveniently minimized my feelings, my choices, my needs, my requests, my asks, my pain, my right to be me, and choose my love for me. They all gaslighted me and refused to consider my experience, my choice, my feelings, my right to be full, raw, true, and free, beautiful, and messy. So avoid, ignore, run away, procrastinate, escaped, or future bait. Micromanage, suffocate, control, ghost, bait, manipulate. The all or nothing mentality, instinct injury, and ego trickery, self-deceit. Do it my way, play it out, or in an acceptable way, see it my way, my preferred way, or else I'll take it so hyper-personally. Defensive, reactive, wounded, pain body, thank you for helping me become emotionally aware of this dis-ease, so I could come back home fully to God, Goddess, me, we, so I could claim my own accountability, all of thee, me, we, she, and see through all these old chains and untrue stories and remember my true worth, love, value, wisdom, power, potential, and whole being, my creative currency, and my ability to respond and be this love through this healing journey. This journey of wonder, joy, love, and discovery, reclaiming all of me, we, she, thee, and me. Please help me and we surrender and allow the process to unfold naturally and organically in divine order and timing, divine synchronicity, divine will and synchronicity. Practice non-attachment, focus on all there really is and all that will get to be. Love through all things, feel the love and be free. Feel the love, feel the joy, feel the presence of God's love. Eternal love and grace within me and we. Feel the amazing grace, the beauty, the perfection, the gift, the mystery, unfolding in perfect order, love, chaos, and time. And no time. The holy desires of the divine mind and the great heart, thee and thine, beloved beyond all space and time. I forgive, I forgive, I forgive, and I am fully forgiven. Ground center, allow, breathe, and be present. I am the still center. Relax into love. Relax into the center of my being. I am the first and the last. I am connected, related, and a part of all things. I am the many and the one in many. I belong to all I am. So, been thinking about this journey these last 18 months, and it's interesting the astrological alignments that are occurring right now. So it's so fun, really, like to see all this magic, and as above, so below, with as within, so without. They tried to bury us, they did not know we were seeds. That's a Mexican proverb. And so the last little pages of this journal from yesterday, I saw how hard I was on myself, and it was rejecting God's gift of love. But I had to see, or I got to see for myself, that these gifts of love are forgiving, and I forgive myself for not knowing how to make room for all these parts that I could not be. All the parts that were wrong, or seen as wrong, judged as wrong, blamed, distorted, rejected. I welcome them all home, all my love. Some love home. I welcome home all parts of the whole to operate in unity, cooperate in unity. Harmonize, all is healed, all is whole, all is now, all is true, all is full, all is whole, all is well, all is renewed, all is received. Only love is real, all the rest is illusion, distortion, false light, and not a part of who we are, our miscreations, errors, and thought forms. What we have spoken, created, shaped into form, manifested, attracted, or agreed to in some form, invested in to life force, contributed to in some shape or form, or welcomed, chosen, invited, informed, reinforced, or committed to. We've fed, we've paid attention to, projected and directed, broadcasted, sent out, or spelled out. We are the ones we've been waiting for. We are God's beloveds and love's army of soul. One love, all whole. One all, love whole. We are Earth Mother's blood cells and her divine intervention. We are the luminous children, the golden age children of the new sun. We are the 144,000. Victory to great love. I am another one of yourself. You are another one of myself. In Lakesh, in Lakesh. Om Namo Narayana Tatwam Asi Aham Prima. The guardian of choice, power, freedom, and will. Deer, phoenix, peacock, lion, snake, groundhog, dolphin, canary, mouse, badger, duck, seagull, goose, dog, coyote, bear, owl, wolf, butterfly, dragonfly. The child is the guardian of innocence, the victim is the guardian of self-esteem, the whore is the guardian of faith, and the saboteur is the guardian of choice. Stories, electricity, lightning, fire medicine, joy, spontaneity, and clarity, penetrating through the inner illusion, the confusion, the four elements, the winds, and directions. And that's the end. And the beginning of a new beginning. And so, thanks for letting me share with you, and thanks for listening. So much more, always, always. But just being willing to surrender it and get out of my own way so that love can work and play through all her ways, love's ways. So, love you all. Take good care of yourself. Be love for yourself. And be well. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.